I know I'm going to offend somebody, but this might be for you. There's a difference between a man who loves you and a man who just likes having access to you. There's a difference between a man who loves you and loves what you do for him. There's a difference between a man who loves you and is just enjoying the benefits of you. Those are two different types of guys. There's a difference between a man who loves you and loves being close to you because then he gets to avoid his karma by staying close to your favor. There's a difference between the man that loves you and the man that loves the distraction that you allow him from the demons that he's fighting. And I say all of that because sometimes it can look just alike. You know what I'm saying? Like a man that loves you or a man that just enjoys you, they look a lot alike until you tell them no. Until you ask them to sacrifice. Until you express what you need from the relationship in order to feel safe and secure. Oh, it only don't look nothing like. Now I look like, oh, you're doing too much. Now I look like, oh, I don't know if this is working for me. And these are the exact type of guys I just talked about on my free training on how to never prepare a man for another woman. I know some of y'all got access to it. These are the exact types of guys that will use you as a stepping stool to another woman. Because even if they're nice, and it's nice, but it's not. It's kind of like manners. It's a twisted form of manners. While you're benefiting him, he's going to be a certain way with you that you might mistake as love. And you know what? He knows that you're mistaking it as love. And he's continuing to leverage that to get the continued access to you that you would give to a man that truly loves you. Until you get so deep in and you realize it for what it is. Or you don't, and you just got questions. Like the sister that was watching the training, like I said, those of y'all who got it, y'all already know how we went in on that training. But a sister asked at the end, it was a Q&A that I do at the end of my trainings. And she was asking me like, okay, why is it that this man just up and switched up on me? I thought he loved me. Why this man just up and turned on me? I feel like it's discard. I feel like it's switching up. I feel like the mask just fell off. But I thought he loved me. And I asked her some more questions because I was like, I want to make sure, sis, I can get a true understanding from you exactly like what's going on. So what makes you feel like he switched up? Like, what was he doing? Now I'm expecting to hear her talk about, he promised to be committed to her. He promised, life and marriage and family. Like he just, met a mom or something like that. She based everything that she qualified to love on strictly on how nice he was to her. And then I noticed something. He was nice anytime that she was benefiting him. He was nice while it was convenient. He was nice while she wasn't challenging him on anything. That's whenever he was nice. And I know that really sucks because it's like, dang, I can't enjoy it. No. You can enjoy that. Long as you know you're enjoying that and he's enjoying you, but it ain't love until you see it's a few things. First thing you need to ask yourself, and this is what I told her. If you're trying to see if it's love, because this is where the separator is. First things first. Has he sacrificed anything for you? Has he sacrificed, say for instance, time that he would normally spend? Or doing whatever he do, chilling, kicking it? Has he made any sacrifices you can tangibly recognize? Or have you had to fit yourself into his little perfect cookie cutter box or find somewhere else to be? If he's only available to you, nice to you, a pleasure to be around, chivalrous, etc., whenever you are convenient, he just enjoys you. Now, for those of y'all who are cool with surface level, or maybe you're really, really early on, you're 2 weeks in, nothing's wrong with y'all just enjoying each other. Enjoying each other has a place. But it should never take the place of love. Or not even in your mind. You should never look at a man who's just enjoying you as a man who's loving you. Because now you're going to open up real parts of your heart you giving to somebody who, again, will switch up. The enjoyment is more so of a feeling. But again, the first question is, will he sacrifice for me? Has he sacrificed for me? If not, it's not love. How is he responding to you telling him no? Has he gotten mad? Has it gone from all of the nice things he once upon a time said and all the ways he couldn't get enough of you and he just wanted to see you and hang with you and be around you and know that you were okay and that you got home safe? And he just switched up to withdrawing, ghost, criticism, negativity, guilt trip? When you tell him no. Now, I'm not saying a man cannot have a discomfort with you telling him no. I think it is totally normal for you to tell a man no from something that he wants and him to be somewhat impacted. Okay, I'm not saying if that man shows any type of emotion, then all of a sudden he don't love you at all. The man that loves you to his core is going to feel some type of way if he really, really, really wanted to take you on a date and you say no. Or he really, really, really wanted to buy you flowers and you say no. Or sex, or food, whatever. I'm talking about the man that shows a completely different character towards you because you said no. The man that gets downright disrespectful because you said no. If that man turns into a completely different person, and not just temporarily, but he turns into a completely different person for enough time for you to basically come crawling on your knees, figuratively speaking, for things to go back to normal, that man was just enjoying you. Again, the whole key is to not get it twisted. It's not that enjoyment is bad. You want the man that you love to enjoy you on some level. You enjoy him. But if it's just enjoyment, you got to see it for what it is, sis. Peep game for what it is. Another question that you can ask to know is, what is he willing to face on behalf of the security that I need in this relationship? What is he willing to challenge? What is he willing to challenge? Is he willing to challenge his own ego? Is he willing to challenge his homeboys? His overbearing mom? Is he willing to challenge his rejection wounds, unworthiness wounds? Is he willing to challenge anything? Is he willing to face any parts of himself that might compromise the safety that I need in this relationship? Because if not, again, it don't mean that he's bad. He just don't love you. He enjoys you. Now, I really want to stress this because it can be confusing. It's like counterintuitive. Well, he is bad. He's not a nice guy. Well, look, here's the thing. A guy will just enjoy you and not love you from the place of him being nice. You're doing nice things. You're cooking for him. You are affirming him, and he's nice in how he responds. Of course he likes that. He's nice. Don't get that confused with that. He is for you because he might be nice to whoever's doing those things for him. And right now in the season of his life, it might just be all he has capacity for. Whatever's convenient, cool, and whatever ain't. I'm good. So again, it's not about saying he's this horrible monster. It's about saying, even if he's not a horrible monster, you give your heart to the wrong man or at the wrong time in his life, the end result is going to be the same. Internal misery, questioning of your self-worth, years wasted. This making sense to anybody? And to your point, Jen, you say he's narcissistic. Look, let me cover that side. There is a type of man who will absolutely use this to manipulate you. He will be a narcissistic person. These are the kind of guys that, again, knowingly lead you out into the water, so to speak, to see how far you'll go. Nice things, nice gestures, nice words. Kind of like a love bombing, but it's less of a love bombing. Is more so of like a continuous, conditional, should I say, type of love bombing. It's like, as long as you give me what I want, I'm going to positively reinforce that, but I can snatch it away at any moment. It's never here to stay. Which brings me to the third question that you need to ask if you want to know if it's love. Is this, whatever he's doing or being, etc., able to be consistent, even when it don't feel good? This kind of ties in the first two, sacrifice, challenge. But it's important to note that whenever you're talking about love, you're talking about something that ain't just a fleeting feeling. Love ain't a feeling, y'all. Love is a choice. Love is a commitment. It's a choice. When it ain't good, when it is good. When we in love or out of love. In love is a feeling. But love, that's whenever I hate your guts, I'm still going to show up a certain way. When you get on my nerves, and I say hate, by the way, I'm using that word loosely. When you get on my nerves, when you annoying me, whenever I ain't been sexually satisfied lately when we arguing. It's a lot of tension here. Love is, I still ain't gonna let nobody play with you. I still ain't gonna let nobody cause me to disrespect what we got going on over here because I know that'll hurt you, that'll break you. Took me a long time to even understand this. This is what grown folks say when they're like, oh, marriage ain't perfect. Relationships ain't perfect. You falling in love and out of love. I used to lack the maturity to truly understand, but I do now. In my 20s, I didn't get it. But if you can't answer that question about how he's showing up in terms of his consistency, if everything that he promised literally goes up and down based on his mood or based on the challenges, based on how comfortable it is, based on if you done said yes to everything that he want lately, based on if y'all argued, like everything, any person is going to be affected if y'all are having a lot of tension. There's some conversations that need to be had. I'm not saying that. Allow some wiggle room. But if this man is, say, for instance, your financial provider, and you notice that you ain't got access to any financial resources the moment he get upset, if this man promised to never put his hands on you in any type of way, but the moment that he just get a little aggravated, he start insinuating and implicating things that he might do. If this man knows your deepest, darkest secrets, wounds, traumas, etc., and he go from being a safe space to the moment that y'all not in a good place, he ready to throw it in your face. If he switches the game up, like because of the emotions go up and down, that's not love, sweetie. It was just a feeling. He just enjoyed you. And it can fool you. When a man enjoys you, he'll use you until he gets tired. And a lot of people don't want to hear this, but the truth is, a lot of times a man uses you until you run out of value from him running your cup empty. It's not that he uses you until the time ticks off the clock. Like, that's not what I'm saying. It's not like he's going to use you until 20 years from now. A lot of times a man will siphon out the very glow, the very life, the energy, the vibrance that you had whenever he met you. He will siphon that out from you. He will take that from you and then discard you when there's none left. Like chewing gum. When it ain't no more flavor, when it ain't sweet no more, or got a little minty whatever taste, when it ain't got no more left, because you took it out, we spit it out, right? That's cool to do with chewing gum. But ain't nothing nice about when somebody treats your heart like chewing gum. And again, these types of men, if you're not discerning, everything that I say is really to equip you guys with the ability to discern and protect your heart, because there's people out here who ain't going to protect your heart. They're going to get what they can get from it because of the messed up condition of their own heart. Be very, very mindful of that. There are men out here who will use you. And it's one thing if a person use you for some money. It's another thing if a person use you for some things or something like that. But when a person uses you and they take your time, they take your years, you can't get that back. You spend your whole 30s, 40s, 20s trying to love one man who just enjoyed you. You're not getting those years back. The urgency that I stress is for a reason. There's something that you could lose in this process you can't get back. All the healing in the world ain't going to replace your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, some of y'all your 50s that you spent with somebody who just enjoyed you. And so you can't take it lightly. Like, some of y'all going to listen to this and you're going to get an epiphany. You're going to listen and some light bulbs going to go off and you're just going to do whatever. But I hope there's somebody listening that's hearing this message, knows it's for them, and says, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to do the uncomfortable thing. I'm going to cut the soul tie. I'm going to break the trauma bond. Or if you want more resources, if you want more conversation on, first off, how to even spot the kind of man that will use you, even more so the man that will use you to be a stepping stool onto the next woman, to be a bridge, so he can go to the next woman you ain't got no more value because he done took it all from you. If you want more in that conversation, I did a free training. This is not like my master classes. I already got a ton of feedback. This is completely different. But I just did this earlier today. If you want access to that free training on how to never, ever end up the woman that's preparing a man for the next woman, for some of y'all, never do it again. I give a step-by-step strategy on how you can prevent that from happening for free. The link is down here in the comments. I pinned it in the comments. And you got to make sure you make some time for it now. This is a very deep training. It's about an hour and 10 minutes. It's pretty thorough. Because if you're going to protect yourself, you want to be thorough. You don't want to half-step it. But please understand, some men are only trying to stay close to you because there's something that they would have to face if you weren't there to distract them, or if your grace and your favor wasn't spilling over to them. That's the reason why sometimes you start dealing with a guy and his whole life go downhill. He spiral out. There's some men that want to stay close to you because you and all your love, you so selfless, you just worried about how well you show up for him. Now he worried about how well you show up for him, and ain't nobody worried about you. He's enjoying you. If you already at the point in the relationship or the dating situation where you don't even want to speak up on certain things because you feel like your spot ain't secure, if you cause any trouble, if you raise any issue, you feel like he gonna be like, I mean, you don't like it, you can go. You already in a situation where he just enjoys you. He don't love you. And you can't force him to love you. You can't incentivize him to love you. If you being you ain't enough incentive, it's not gonna happen. What you can do is remove yourself from that situation and reposition yourself for a man who will love you. Or you know, understand at least it's a privilege to even have the opportunity to. If not, you stand a very good chance of being the woman that a man uses like a training ground for the woman that he sees as a championship. You ain't nobody's practice run. You are the championship trophy, that is. You should be earned. You should be cherished. You should be fought for. You should be loved out loud. But it's up to you to first stop dealing with guys who just enjoy you. But those are just my thoughts. You know, I'm your internet big bro. I got your back. And if you want more, again, matter of fact, if you want the free training I just did, and it is explosive on how to avoid ever being a woman that prepares a man for another woman, hit that link down here in the comments. It's going to bless you. It's also in the caption whenever you back out. It says free training.